All right. My name's Antonio Santiago. I was born and raised here in Lowell, Mass.
My name is Dwayne Hughes. 45.
My name is Brittany Willette. My age is 34.
Yeah, my name's Kyle. I'm from Lowell.
My name's Dakota, and I was Ed Cook's little sister. I also was a former addict. I have about 7 years clean now.
I'm Daphne. I have 3 children, and 2 are heroin addicts in recovery, and they are my rocks.
I sectioned myself. Section 35 came out, and I was out here for 30 days. Almost a little less than 30 days, and I overdosed 6 times, was in the hospital 4 days in 1 week, overdosing, and I was just taking little sniffs. I was falling out everywhere. I was waking up in the middle of the street, people were taking me out the middle of the street, waking up on the sidewalk, and I was just taking one little whiff. And, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, yo, I'm mad vulnerable, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I've been through everything out here. I've been stabbed, shot. I got a colostomy bag from getting shot. Fucking all over drugs. Drugs ruined my life. Just come kick it with you, see how you doing. You know, that's big, because, you know, when you're out here, you don't got nobody. And just somebody that just, you know, comes and says what's up to you is big. Come to a tent in the middle of the woods, you know, that's scary. You know what I mean? Like, it's rough out there, and they do it. You know what I mean? And that means a lot. They put shoes on your feet, you know what I mean? They put shoes on your feet. If you're down bad, they help you out. Like, they're all around the board with it. They help out. I'll give them that, bro. I was just speaking at a meeting, and I said that. I was like, yo, if I could, I'd give to the ladies in the band and all the people that, you know what I mean? Like, when I was down bad, and everybody bigged me up. They were like, yo, that's what's up.
Well, I got an infection from using dope out here with xylazine in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my foot straight again. I had to get my big toe cut off because of infection. So I've been going to get fusions every other week. Just trying to save my foot. You guys been helping out a lot with that. Hope to get off the street soon.
Helps people with whatever they need, you know, with medical stuff. And there's people that don't want to go to the hospital. There's people that are embarrassed. There's people that can't get up. There's people that are high. So she goes down there and she risks, she risks herself, you know, because you know there's some crazy ass people down there, and so you must have a big heart, you know, because you must care about people, because you don't have to do that, you know, but she does, and it is dangerous. It is friggin' dangerous. She should have like a bodyguard, but so yeah, she helped us and she gave us a lot of supplies that we needed, because you know when you're getting high and you're out in the woods, you got bug bites, you got abscesses, you got, you know, needle marks, you got, you name it, you know, and she was there to help, and, you know, she gave me, not only her doing that, she had all kinds of resources, you know, people that I got in touch with that helped with housing, people that helped with clothing, people that helped with all kinds of stuff, you know, so yeah, it's embarrassing being out there, but I took advantage of every resource that I had. I finally got housing, you know, it took 2 years, but Jen has helped me with numerous things. She's made me appointments, you know, because I wouldn't have a cell phone or something. She's made me appointments. She's kept me to keep my appointments, calling me that day saying, hey, don't forget you got an eye appointment today, or don't forget you got this today, and she doesn't have to do that, you know. She's given me winter jackets, she's given me hygiene products, all kind, you know, and clean. I don't know, wasn't the needle exchange, but now that they're working with them, she gives everybody clean needles. I don't know if I'll ever forget the 2 years that I was homeless. I'll never forget that, because it's been the roughest 2 years of my goddamn life. I don't know how I've made it, but good people. Like I said earlier, I had a group today with the clinic, on our group, and he said, you know, what's 2 things you're grateful for? And I said, I have a great network right now. You know, I've reached out, and not only do I have like a bunch of people, you know, out here that are good people that deserve things and stuff, but the network I got from resources and from reaching out, you got to do it. They're not going to come and make you do it. There's good people like Jen. Like I brought someone to you yesterday, this girl that I know, Cheryl Lynn, and she just started bawling her eyes out, you know, because she just needed someone to tell her story to. you know, just someone she doesn't know. And, you know, I brought her to her, and what happened? She gave her a bunch of clothes, gave her Narcan, gave her whatever she needed, and, you know, Cheryl Lynn really, she's wearing a sweatshirt right now that, you know, she gave her, and
What I did is I went to the hospital because I had to get to detox. I was, in my mind, I had to get to detox. I had no money, no way to get drugs. I mean, I guess I could have hustled it, but like, my focus was getting better, you know. I went to the hospital, and the hospital, of course, what all the hospitals do is give you a list and say, call these numbers. There's a phone right there. So I call the first name on the list. It would have to be Dimmick. They had a bed open, but I had to be there in like 3 or 4 hours, but I don't have a ride. So what the hell am I gonna do, you know? I'm begging the hospital, give me a ride, you know? You guys, you're supposed to help. You're like, you're a hospital, help me. But they don't care about addicts, you know? Like, I understand where the prejudiceness comes from, but so I just kind of stayed there and bugged them for hours, you know? Talking to some lady outside smoking a cigarette or whatever, and she's basically giving me the God rundown, you know? Like, I'm not religious at all, so I'm just like, yeah, whatever, you know? She's basically telling me to just have faith in God, you know? And don't give up, like... So, as I talk to her, this is weird to me. Like, the church bells start ringing, and it's like 4 o'clock now. I had to get to detox in an hour. And at that point, the nurse comes out and says, okay, we're going to give you a ride, but we're going to get an ambulance to give you a ride. And, like, that was like a, what's the word? Divine intervention. Like,
The church bells ringing.
yeah, and just a God, like I said, I'm not religious, but that's like, that gives me chills, you know? And just the whole adventure of this whole ordeal, like when I was running in Lawrence, it was all day 24/7, hustling, getting high, you know. And I just couldn't stop. And then finally getting hemmed up by the cops, that's what saved me, you know. Then the guilt kicks in. And yeah, so you know what, when I was in jail, I had a lot of time to reflect. When I got sent to the hole, which I don't wish that upon anybody, solitary confinement is no joke, but I feel like that was good for me at that time because I was able to reflect, and it really made me, I felt like the worst piece of crap in the world. All I could think about is the damage I'm doing to my kids. Like, here I am sitting in a jail cell. What are my kids doing? You know, I talk to the phone all the time. Not to like, it got to the point where I couldn't talk to my kids no more because just for their own safety. Like, I never got them involved with. I was never high around them, but I was doing damage by not being around them. So I was told they would always ask about me, and just hearing that, just even thinking about it now kills me. Yeah, yep. And so this, like, I can't even go outside to have a cigarette without them. Like, I'll be like, okay, I'm going outside for 5 minutes, have a cigarette. They get right up, put their sweatshirts on, without even asking, put their sweatshirts on, shoes, like, no, I'm just going right outside, you can wait in here. Like, nope, Dada, we're coming. Like, yeah, well, they're scared of me disappearing again. You know, all the time. Like, it became normal disappearing on them, and I was never that guy. There's still help and support there, but few and far in between. There wasn't outreach workers going out and, yeah, there was really only one person, Cheryl Sullivan. That was years ago, but so when I relapsed this time around, there's all these outreach workers like you and oh yeah, the Bridge Clinic too. That was huge. I love the Bridge Clinic. They've got me out of many holes. Just knowing that I could go to the hospital anytime and have them send me next door to the Bridge Clinic to send me to detox and give me a ride to detox. All that there, even though out from an outside perspective, seeing me not getting clean, like, what's the point of this if I'm not getting clean? But it's huge having those there. We need these services because it gives addicts hope. Because you can't just get an addict all these like the saying, lead a horse to water. You can't. You can give all these addicts resources, but you have to wait till they're ready. You know? Like, I was always willing to go in recovery, but it was so hard to be ready for it. But yeah, that's why I got along with all the outreach workers. No matter how depressed I was always willing to open up to you or any other outreach workers. But this time, like, I think back at it, like, I was so far in the hole now that I don't know. I can't explain it, but
Is it somewhat like Jen and the other outreach team has somewhat become part of your family?
yeah, kind of. Yeah, like I feel ashamed when, especially the Bridge Club, like, no, Bridge Clinic. There's Bridge Club and Bridge Clinic. So the Bridge Clinic, like, they've seen, just like you, they see me at my worst and they see me at my best. And when they would see me at my best, I'd be proud of myself, they'd be proud of me, and it just felt good.
Building trust, building hope, remedying the legal issues that were going on, the loss of licenses, the fines, the this, the that, the many things that happen, not filing income tax returns, all these things. Just getting it all straightened out again, trying to find hope. She feared he was dead, and we're like, okay. So we headed up to Lowell, and I'm like, you know what? I know somebody. I still have her card. I was like, let me call Jen. and I called you, I texted you, I sent pictures. This is what he looks like. I was like, have you seen him? And within 2 hours, I swear, it might have even been less, you found him for us. She's like, yeah, I know him. I patched him up last Tuesday, I think it was, or something, you know, and she found him. She found him. She gave our son back. There's no price that can be put on that. That's an infinite value right there. And she stayed with him until we got there, so he would have access to a telephone, and got him on the phone with us, and she just stayed right by his side until we got there. We met up at this little parking lot with a convenience store, and she brought him snacks and made sure he had something to eat and drink, and then I talked with him, and you know, he had said on the phone he was ready. And as we hugged and said goodbye and just watched her walk away with her little dog out there doing her brave work. Got him into program and treatment and got weight back on him and got through, again, the R&B and getting a driver's license back, vehicle, and getting him connected with the methadone clinic after he got out of detox and rehab. And he was doing good. His goal was to get back in the union, get back, Mom, we need these tools. This is a list of what we need. I gotta do this, I gotta do my OSHA training, I gotta do this. And he was extremely motivated and working incredibly hard to do it. At the end of April, the last week of April, ends up in Leominster at a friend's, and does not have one of those little testy things. Takes some Xanax that's got fentanyl in it. And they didn't have have Narcan there either. So CPR, lemon stir, survived that, but now we're back into heroin addiction again, and we're so close. He's supposed to be starting work right at the union within a week, and now he's crashing, and got a call from Lowell PD that he had been incarcerated at 10 o'clock, picked up, and they had sent him to the emergency room because he had a rash and because he appeared to be on drugs. They gave him Bactrim, sent him back, checked him back into the jail cell, and it was all around 1 o'clock in the morning. They checked in on him at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he was jumping up and down, disrobing, and just flipping out, and he collapsed. No pulse, no breathing, CPR. Off he went to Lowell General, and they called me. It was like 8:45 in the morning. This is the first time hearing of it. It took that long to get in touch with me. And they're like, it was one of the captains from the Lowell Police Department explaining those things to me, and then Lowell General. Another call came in. I was like, could this number be Lowell General? And they're like, yes. I'm like, okay, bye, taking this. And it was the ICU physician assistant saying, your son is severely critically ill. You need to come. I'm like, okay, severely critically ill. Okay. On the way, I called Ted. Get ready, I'm picking you up. We're heading to Lowell. Got in touch with Dakota, and he said we're heading to Lowell, and told Grammy she's in charge of the fort. And our other daughter, Savannah, our younger daughter, works night shift in Nashua, and she had just gotten out of work. She was in Nashua at her boyfriend's at Jimmy's. So Dakota's like, okay, I'll grab Sam, and I'll be down. Grant's mom, Grant, take care of the kids. We need to go. They met with us and explained that his heart function was down to 15%. 20% qualifies you for hospice. And his was only 15. And I'm like, okay, we need to withdraw life support, please. And they were like, but they didn't question me at all. They understood. And so after our girls got there, we withdrew, life support, and he slipped away with all of us there. Because of Ed's struggle and who he was, there are now 2 that I know of bona fide clean heroin addicts.
Just to give an idea of what the conditions were like under that bridge, before we acquired that tent, we slept on mattresses that we found underneath there. There was a stack of about 6 dirty, used mattresses, and that's what we slept on. No idea how long they were under there, and yes, they were disgusting, but it is what we had. Besides finding shelter, food was a main priority that we had to acquire every day. A huge task in itself, unfortunately. It's hard when you're homeless and not employed, when you don't have a car and you don't necessarily have a license or a way to just get back and forth. Hiking across a little city to get to work is a monumental task, and it's not as simple as, just pay an Uber, because where's that money coming from, Hygiene was also one of the more difficult challenges we faced, being homeless, just trying to find a bathroom. Unfortunately, a lot of businesses are not so keen to open their doors to unpaying customers, and even less keen to open them to homeless. It's unfortunate, but it is true. During times like these, when you have nothing except each other to rely on for survival, you remember every little thing that somebody does for you out of the kindness of their hearts. I do, at least. Such a rough period of my life, but I can remember every place that we went to that offered us a free meal or opened their doors at 6:30 in the morning so we could get a cup of coffee, wash up, use their bathrooms without getting kicked out. I remember it all, and I'm sure my brother would too. Harm reduction is not only important for hygienic reasons, medical reasons, but speaking more personally, for social reasons. When you're at your lowest, living under a bridge in a tent, starving, dirty, just having somebody come in there and not judge you, offering connection, it's huge. I can tell you that it makes a huge difference in the life of a homeless person or an addict to have somebody come in there just to talk and to help. Just show that there's still goodness out there and that you do matter, okay? Small things, a couple wet wipes, a chapstick, sandwich, it's these little things that make all the difference in the eyes of a homeless person. It's just one less monumental task to figure out. A conversation, it's connection. It makes a huge difference. And Jen, thank you for what you do. You are unbelievable. Thank you for everything that you did for Ed in Lowell. Thank you, and keep at it, please. For others, thank you.